Hi folks, this is my first in the series I like to call the Entrepreneurial Spirit. I'm actually starting this video from my car because the person I want to interview first for this video series is actually busy. His name is Benny Dollard, and he runs a food cart. Right now we're in Delaware, right near the University of Delaware, on Main Street, and it's actually the winter break. But as you can see, there's a lot of foot traffic here because a lot of students take extra courses. And Mr. Dollard has been set up here for a number of years, and we'll get into all the details of his business in a few minutes. So get ready for our first interview. As a matter of fact, this is going to be a dual title interview because some of the things that he's going to teach you will help you if you have plans to set up a food truck or a food cart the way he does. And as you can see, he has a nice flow of customers, because he has a nice flow of people walking by. So one of the most important things about having a business like this would be to set up some place where there's a lot of heavy foot traffic. And as a matter of fact, this is extremely light because I said it's winter break. So I'm going to stop the video now and restart it when we're able to get started with the interview with Mr. Dollard. Okay? Take care. So as you can see, Benny has quite a good flow of customers, and if you look at his vehicle, it's really not that big. I have no idea how much money he's sunk into it or anything like that, and we'll talk about that later. But he gets the customers, and he gets it rolling, so pretty soon we'll be interviewing him. Hold on for a few seconds more, folks. What's going on, man? I see you finally got a break.
Yeah, I finally got a break, man.
Yeah. Well, I noticed I've known you for several years, and I never really knew anything about you as far as your background's concerned. So I guess, come on through, yeah. I guess the first thing I need to ask you is, what led you to start doing this rather than just working a 9 to 5?
Well, actually, I'm a chef, actually. I worked for a company for about 15 years. The company is called the Wood Service Food Company.
Say that again?
The company that I worked for as an executive chef was called the Wood Company Food Service Company, which was eventually bought out by Sodexo Marriott.
Okay.
My last couple of years of working there, I just got tired of killing myself for someone else, where I knew I can do for self. And one of the things that I thought about 11 years ago was doing a food truck or food cart.
Okay. And why did you decide food truck or food cart rather than trying to open up your own restaurant or something like that?
Well, that was my first thing that I wanted to start. I wanted to have a restaurant, so this was actually, my beginning to having a restaurant. But then also I looked at it as no overhead, and it's something that I could just do myself. It's trying to invest in a big restaurant to start, actually. So actually I've been here for right now for about 11 years. 11 years, wow. So what made you pick this spot, and how were you able to get this spot? Because I've noticed that there are no other food trucks anywhere in the neighborhood. How were you able to get this, what I consider to be a really prime spot? Actually, when I started looking for a food cart or food truck, I happened to run into this one for sale in Newark. And actually, what happened is, after looking at it and talking to the lady, I decided to buy it. She eventually told me that she had the permit for here in Newark on Main Street, in front of the Five and Dime. So at the time, I didn't, I said okay. But eventually, coming down the line, I asked her, could she sign over the permit, or would she sign over the permit to me? And she was like, yes. And she signed the permit over to me about 11 years ago, and I've been right here ever since. All right. Fabulous. Now, tell me about your very first day here. Were you a little bit nervous? Did you think that your menu would catch on? Tell me about your first day. Because I bring this up because a lot of people are afraid to step out into their own, and they never even cross the barrier of starting their business the very first day. So tell me about your first day here. I think actually with how you doing? With any business that you do start, especially if you're already in the program, almost, I would say, like all your life you work the 9 to 5. it's pretty much where you have to deprogram yourself from that,
Okay.
from working a 9 to 5, because that's all you knew, and that's all you know. And for myself is the company that I worked for like 9 years. It was a company, but the years prior to that, I always worked for people who had their own businesses. Actually, it was one seafood place that I worked for called Moreway Seafood. He was an owner. He was a young guy. You know, I was younger also. That's actually when I got the feel of vending, food vending outside. Is probably pretty much with him.
Okay.
And then another guy that I worked under was called Post House on Market Street, which was a very known restaurant in the state of Delaware.
Okay.
So actually, my mind, as an early age, was already had that program set inside within self, actually. And then also my father, he always had his own business. So it was something that was always inside of me.
Okay.
But the last couple of years as working at that company, or the last couple of months, or last year, I would say, that last year, I started to deprogram myself and say that I know I can do it. I know I can do it.
I understand.
So by the time I got to my last couple of months and resigned from my chef position, I had enough confidence built up where I could walk away. And actually, that's what I did. I walked away.
So how have you helped your business grow? Because right here, I'm going to go near your cart. I see your newspaper clippings and all that stuff. How did all this come about? And also, what have you done to help help advertise your own business?
And this is only me speaking, and me speaking for myself is one of the things that I do every day, and one of the reasons that I've been here on Main Street for 11 years. You know, like when a business first opened and you go in there for the first time and you know it's a new store, that whatever, it's a restaurant or a store that just opened, and when you go in there, it's a whole different atmosphere. It's like you're the most important person right there.
Right.
But then after a couple months, it's like, oh,
yeah, things start to slack off.
For myself is,
yeah,
I don't care if I just seen you like 2 minutes ago and you came back here. It's like I just seen you for the first time ever.
I understand. So what you're saying is that you're really about customer service, being kind and nice and polite and paying attention to their needs.
And one of the main things about my customer service, and I wouldn't say even customer service, I would say my family.
Okay.
Because pretty much everybody, I know them. And it's crazy to say, but I pretty much know all my customers. And even my new customers that I get, I try to start a relationship with them also. And I think that's the important thing. Some of the big places, they lose that because it's all about bam, 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 bam. Yes, I'm busy, but in between that, I still think you can feel a difference once you come here to me, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever been here, and if you ever stood in line, and sometimes I do have lines, you can just see everybody just talking, having a good time, and nobody, they don't mind waiting because they're getting the quality product.
Right. Now, speaking of your product, your menu, out of this world. I've been eating these sandwiches, and I'm actually kind of stuck on that one sandwich, the Corona. And what was the motivation? Now, I don't want to get into your actual menu because, trade secrets, whatever, right? But what method did you use to make yours different than the store up the street or the store up the street this way or the pizza shop? How is yours different?
I would say you have two people, and the two people I'm talking about, you have cooks and then you have chefs.
Okay.
Actually, I consider myself a chef.
Okay.
The difference between a cook, he can cook, and he can cook whatever product is in front of him. He has a little creativity, but it's not fully developed yet.
Okay.
And for myself I'm beyond that stage. I'm a chef, but then also my creativity that I do have within inside myself is totally.
Oh,
it's in, outside.
I know.
You want to call it
I totally understand.
I mean, it's almost like I was listening to Tupac one day. Tupac is a rapper.
Okay.
He was like, man, I have thousands of songs in my head. that I could just pull out at any given time. I have thousands of entrees. I have thousands of sandwiches. I have just like I think I was showing someone yesterday. When you're a chef and you're true to it, you are a walking restaurant actually. And for myself I have so much creativity inside my mind that it just happened naturally. Like some of the sandwiches that I do have on my menu, I've been working on for like 10 years. So I'm not a so-called new food vendor that just started a year ago. These sandwiches right here, I've pretty much been working on for about 10 years.
So you had to put, basically you're saying you had to put the work in.
Yes.
It's not an overnight thing.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The Corona, it took me a year actually to get it down to a science.
Okay.
So I think that's where a lot of people like
Yeah.
mess up at, or they don't get it right. If you do decide to come here actually, you're getting the same consistency product every time.
And you know, and I think that's the reason why people are afraid to go into business, because they don't understand the work involved in being a true entrepreneur and being independent and being creative like you say you are. They don't know how much work is involved. I would have never thought it took you 10 years to develop that sandwich. But when I taste it, I can understand
it.
it.
The Corona itself, it took me a year.
Yeah.
It took me a year to develop this because I kept thinking on what blends would go good together. So and how to put, and then also would help a lot of my family members. They helped me on, oh man, you got to put the cheese on top instead of the bottom because it's melted to the aluminum foil. I mean, they helped a great deal also. So it's not just me. I mean, some of the sandwiches that you do look at, you may see the Palmer, the Big Chris. They're my family members.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying your inspiration came from more than just one source.
Oh yeah, they came from many sources.
Okay.
But I actually worked on them and you know. How y'all doing today, man?
Now he stopped because he's very big on customer service, so he wasn't being rude. He saw he had a customer. He stopped talking to me, which I'm cool with because I know him personally, and he started serving his customers. So we're going to finish this at a later date because we both have things to do, and he has new customers. But I just want you to get a feel on how it is to be an entrepreneur and some of the things that you have to go through. And now, Benny, what is the actual name of your business?
My business is called Cuisine Fantasies.
Cuisine Fantasies?
Yes.
Okay, like what's on the shirt. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna end this right now because as you can see, Benny is at work, moving along, and Benny's moving along and keeps his spot spotlessly clean, and he's very much about customer service and trying to make everybody feel like family. So we're gonna finish this at a later date. So this is Thomas and Benny for the Entrepreneurial Mindset. Take care.